It's almost 7 a.m.
And it's so dark out.
And it's dark out, and we're in Toronto. We're just about leaving our friends Tia and Rob's house. Hospitality, we love you guys. Outstanding. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Today we've been up since 5 in the morning, packing and heading to Niagara Falls.
So as usual,
let's be out.
We got our parking tickets. Parking was $20 Canadian. So let's get into 10 interesting facts about Niagara Falls. Number 1. In the summer and fall, more than 700,000 gallons of water per second flows over Niagara Falls. That's because water is coming from 4 of the 5 Great Lakes, including Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and Lake Michigan. Number 2. The top along the rim of the falls only average about 2 feet in depth. But just below the falls is a whopping 170 feet in depth. That is amazing. Number 3, the fall gets a lot of ice and freezes only partially in the winter months. But only once did the fall ever freeze completely, and that was March 29th of 1848. Number 4, Niagara Falls can actually be turned off. Yeah, like a light switch. They built dams that would divert all the water from the American Falls to the Horseshoe Falls on the Canadian side. Pretty interesting, right? Number 5, man overboard. It is estimated that 5,000 bodies were found at the foot of the falls between 1850 and 2011. Roughly 40% of the people were killed each year as they were swept over the falls. Unfortunately, most of those were suicides. Number 6, we suggest you visit Niagara Falls sooner than later. Why, you ask? Well, the fall shrinks nearly 12 inches every year due to erosions. So as they say, there's no time like the present. It won't be there for long. Number 7, Niagara Falls is visited by over 30 million people a year, making it one of the most viewed falls in the world. Number 8, Niagara Falls is just not one waterfall, but is actually comprised of 3 falls, starting with the almighty Horseshoe Falls on the Canadian side, and the American Falls, which is on the American side, and the Bridal Veil Falls, which is also on the American side. Number 9, Niagara Falls produces 1/4 of electricity for the state of New York and Canada due to its hydropower source. Now that's a lot of power. And finally, number 10. As you probably guess, there are fishes in the river, and yes, they do go over the waterfalls. But here's the kicker. It is said that 90% of the fish who travel down the falls actually survive. What? That's insane. These fishes have evolved to withstand the strong pressure from the fall. Talk about reinventing yourself. That is just amazing.
We had a nice walk and we got back to the car drenched.
And cold.
Freezing. It's not super cold outside, it's 28 Fahrenheit, but because this gigantic Horseshoe waterfall gives off so much mist, it actually, you walk through the rain and you get drenched, and that's why it turns even way colder. All the wet drops turned into ice on our shoes and jackets.
Yeah, my bag was just iced over. My camera was iced over. When I flew my drone, when I brought it back, it had icicles on the lens. And it's funny because the drone has a lot of sensors. So as it was flying, I guess because the ice was freezing on the motion sensors, it would say that there was some. It was detecting as if there was something there. So as I was flying, it would stop the drone, and I would have to change direction. Then it stops the drone. Yeah, that was kind of weird, but it's cool though. It's my first time there in Niagara Falls. I actually liked it. It was awesome. The power of that fall is just amazing. You hear it like roar and all the mist it gives off and the power.
Yeah, you can actually feel the power of the water, even just by walking next to it.
And I've seen photos of it like kind of freezing, I guess not completely, but big icicles, and it's amazing how a body of water moving so fast can freeze. That just goes to tell you how cold it is out there.
Well, it was not frozen as yet. Maybe deeper into the winter it will freeze.
But I'm kind of disappointed because, I thought, everything was just gray when we got here, because we got here so early. Everything was just gray and overcast, and I didn't really see the colors. And now that we're getting ready to leave, the skies are opening up, the sun's coming out. Now you can see the color in the water as it's going over the fall. The colors just start
you're
popping.
only disappointed from the perspective of creativity and cinematography.
Well, yeah, of course, but also just like taking photos. Your photos look so much better when it's not everything is just gray, So maybe we come back in the summertime and spend a little bit more time, because this was really just a quick stop, and now we're going 6.5 hours away.
Close to 7 hours. We're driving from Niagara Falls to Montreal.
Until then, just be out with us.